This is also on your side tonight with a story of America's pastime and danger.
And if it could make a dent in my car like that, what would it do to a head?
Yeah, this is a baseball field we're talking about that attracts youngsters and adults. But for one family, well, they are fearing for their safety tonight. The field is right next to their home, and stray balls often come flying in on a somewhat regular basis. One narrowly missed hitting their toddler's head, in fact. Channel 3's Karen Lee is on your side tonight in North Haven with the story. Karen?
Dennis, to give you a visual comparison, I'm actually standing on top of our live truck. Now, from the ground to the top of my head, that's about 15 feet, and that's how tall this first net was. So you can see how baseballs would easily fly over into their yard. Now we're going to ask Chip to tilt up all the way to the top of our mast. That's about 60 feet, and how tall the current net is. Now, it's much higher, but one family says baseballs are still soaring over and landing way too close to them.
5-year-old James Napolitano takes us on a tour of his front yard. On days like today, there are fewer places he'd rather be. But his mom says from spring to summer, she's forced to keep him inside many times.
One of the reasons we bought this house was because there's no traffic. There's no way for them to get into trouble. We've got the perfect yard for them to play in, and we can't even utilize that.
That's because she says their driveway is only about 6 feet from the DeMayo baseball field. Since it was built 5 years ago, it's the premier playing area for the town, but the Napolitanos say they're not playing when they're dodging fly balls.
We've had them in the pool, we've had them on the terrace, we've had them here in the front, so there's nowhere safe.
The foul balls have dented the house, the car, and came dangerously close last week when the mom was with her 2-year-old on the back deck.
And the ball came flying over this roof and came within inches of her head.
First Selectman Michael Frieda says they've been trying to help for years. They first put up a 15-foot net, and when that didn't work, a 60-foot net.
The net is the highest that we could possibly put without creating an additional liability. We had architects involved, engineers, and structurally they told us this is as high as you can go.
Frieda says they've spent more than $77,000 trying to fix the problem, and he just doesn't know what else he can do.
I feel for Jim and Michelle, I really do, but short of removing the baseball field from the area, which we can't do because it's a showcase high school field and the American Legion baseball field, there really is no other solution to this.
Now, what the First Selectman says he will do is make sure that during practice, players are hitting in the enclosed batting cage. On your side in North Haven, Karen Lee, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right.